Hello and welcome back to SpriteGuard Plays HyperRogue. We are still on the prowl for an Orb of Slashing, which we should have unlocked, and so it's just a matter of going out there and finding it, and in the meantime kind of trying to decide what is next. We can wander around a little bit. One of the things I had been thinking about was revisiting the Land of Power. It's someplace we have not been in quite some time, but it is a really cool land that I'm kind of sad that I have neglected it. So let's take a look at the overview and see if we can find it in the list. And I think there's like a way of, I think that you can sort it. Here we go. Land of Power requires 10 Demon Daisies. Okay, so maybe that's not really something we can do right now because I have been mentioning that I get some performance issues in Hell. I mean, we can try it out. We can see how the frame rate goes. And just see what happens and what we can make of it. Let's see, we have a Land of Storms here, a land that tends to get me killed. And let's see, we have a Terracotta Warriors down here. And I'm kind of thinking, do we want to poke our head in? I believe there's a better chance of finding an orb in here than there is in the Crossroads. But it's also, there's a much better chance of getting hopelessly lost in here. And so that's kind of down to how we want to play this. And one commenter suggested a challenge for the Living Cave. And there, actually, right there is an Orb of Slashing, so let's loop around here and grab it. And see what we can do. So this allows us, we kind of have to find a position where these guys are not lined up, which is a little bit difficult to set up. It looks like we kind of have a crew of stuff coming over here. So here we go. So that way we slashed both the warrior that was after us and the guy that was next to it. So with our position that we're holding right here, we should actually be able to fight this guy. And I realized that I was wrong about the stunning. When you hit the Terracotta Warrior the first time, it does stun, just for a single turn so that it can't hit you back. Whereas the second time, he's now actually stunned for 2 turns. The first one is the turn when he would have hit us back, and the second turn is this one that we're on right now. And so, yeah, we can just keep attacking like this. And there we go. So that's how that works. Now, I did read in the changelog that dismounting dragons is a little bit easier. And so that is something that we could consider doing. Though, I believe we fought dragons relatively recently. We are all full up on magic mirrors. The prairie is another place that tends to get me killed. I'm very bad at finding my way through these bull runs. It's something that I can't really wrap my head around for some reason, and I'm not really sure like what's the best way to approach it. And I don't really think that now is the time to go, try and figure that out. Like here we have a really dense pattern, and I almost ruined it there. Here is a crossroads that we're going to duck into. Because, yeah, that's what happens. I get into those situations where It really just feels like I'm surrounded, and because I play this game on kind of usually a more intuitive level, it ends up kind of not working out. Just because I don't have the intuition for it, and I think it is something that you kind of have to puzzle out. So sometime in the future we should do that, but for now, I do think that finding hell and just giving it a try is going to be worth doing, but already I can see the frame rate dropping to 48. Let's see, we no longer have slashing, but we can fight those guys one at a time. Let's see if we can get the 10 Demon Daisies that we need. Frame rate's dropping to 30s. Oh, it's dropping into the 20s now. And that's just so jaggedy. Yeah, I don't think we can make that work. So one of these days I'm going to get a better computer, and we should be able to make this happen. Should actually be, not that far away. I'm starting to get into a phase of my life where that is a lot more feasible than it was, a couple of months ago. So we're going to basically cheese out 10 Demon Daisies just so we can go to the Land of Power. We'll see how that works out. And so, things are going to be stuttery for just a little while. And of course, when we get some greater demons like that are threatening to block us in, we have to loop around. Let's take a look at our number of demon kills, because we do want to be a little bit aware of where we're at so that we don't just recklessly kill them. 13. So we're a little ways away from leveling up. And with the issue that we've been having with the greater demons, actually it looks like we're just going to be done here. There we go. So we're out of here. We have an Orb of Discord, which will make the enemies fight each other. I thought it was an Orb of Friendship, so I was a little bit disappointed when I picked it up. Orbs of Yendor are now spawning. I don't think we're going to go for one because it's kind of it's not as slow and kind of tedious a process as it used to be, but we still need to do some prep for it. We would need to go to sea and get the Statues of Cthulhu, which is my preferred way of dealing with the Yender quest. So we should now have the Land of Power spawning. We might want to drop into an Orb of Safety just to kind of refresh the game, see if that gets things to spawn that don't want to spawn. But probably if we keep going like this, we'll run into it eventually. And one of the things that I kind of want to keep in mind today, one of the things that I want to think about is how impatient I can get with this game. And how this game is really... These episodes are not super long, and I often declare myself lost quite some time before I actually am. Orb of Air is not extremely useful, but it's nice to have. Do we have the spice? We do have the spice. Another thing that I was thinking of... Oh, here is a Land of Power right here. So you need an orb in order to get into the Land of Power. So we're going to have to find an orb of some... Oh, we have an Orb of Air in our pocket. So this is a situation where it actually could end up being... Did it again. I went into today thinking I'm not going to do it this time. Let's see. Oh, we can't actually hit the Ether Witch. Oh boy. Okay, so we can use this orb of ether to move up through the fire. We have a speed witch and an ether witch coming up. The ether witch will be able to follow us through the fire. The speed witch will be able to catch up with us very quickly. And so we could end up in a game over situation very easily. And so, let's see, we can blow the... Oh, I did it again. We can blow the speed witch away. And we can also blow these golems to make some room for ourselves. And I would like to actually blow that speed witch. I can't tell if that's onto a fire. We can blow her. Ah, that was not onto a fire. So we blew her off screen. And that'll give us some time. She's come right back on screen. But it will give us some time to get up to this orb of flash. And this orb of flash will let us clear that, and we can pick up the speed, the ether, and some winter that will let us go through fires even when our ether runs out. And then we can use the flash to, clear out some of these more clustered areas, and also break open the cases. And that's going to work for us. These speed witches move at the same speed as us, but they give us more speed refueling. The flash witches are really tough to deal with. And we're actually getting into kind of a sticky situation here. So we want to make our way over to some flash. And we want to use the flash so that we can pick up these orbs of life. And they will help to cover our 6 a little bit. We can get some more speed. Now the speed will actually, it can allow us to approach flash witches without any flash of our own. We have a chance to get this teleport and mind power, both of which are extremely useful, and we can replenish our flash right away, though we're going to have to use it right away as well. And so now we have, what do we have? We have mind, teleport, winter, ether, and speed, but the ether is about to run out. And so I want to hop through here and grab that power stone out of the case. That will drain our ether power, but we were about to run out anyway, so that's fine. We can get a couple more golems, and because we have speed, we can actually leave them behind. And we can pick up this... Oh, no, we can't pick up the dragon because we're on the wrong beat. But we can wait a beat, step through there, pick up the dragon, and then we can, let's see, we are about to run out of the winter, which is fine. We're doing pretty well on everything else. I would like to re-up our speed, which is not too hard to do as long as there's no speed witches on our tail. And then I want to use the mind to get rid of that flash witch. And while we're at it, I want to take a look. We have another flash witch that I would like to get rid of. And this, let's see. This, I think the speed witch, we want to get rid of. Oh, that used up dragon instead of mind. So that was a mistake. Let's see how big of a mistake it was. We still have winter, so we can go through this fire. And let's see, we are pretty good on speed, so I'm going to make a beeline for that Orb of Flash. And then I'm going to see if I can use it. Probably not. Ah, you know what? We can use it, let's see. Okay, so this is showing us which orb will actually be used for a particular cell. And so we can teleport over here. And then we can use a flash that will destroy, it'll get us that, and it will get us more teleport power. And then we can use our speed power to jump into this circle, and a new achievement, Lightning Archmage killed 5 enemies at once with the lightning spell. So there we go, we even get a achievement for it. So now we can replenish our winter and our speed. We could get another Orb of the Dragon. We could, let's see. I don't know if we can use our Orb of the Dragon in any particularly flashy way. We could teleport over here. And that would get us access to some flash and some life. Potentially some ether. So we can't teleport onto items, so we can't get to that Orb of Invisibility or that Orb of Shielding, but we could set them on fire if we wanted to. Now there's some treasures down here, but we don't really have a way of opening them, so I think going over to these Orbs of Flash are going to be the best solution. And indeed, that'll actually give us access to 3 Power Stones. And now that we don't have any flash, we can pick up these golems. And that actually has given us access to another Orb of Storms. And some more speed, which is very useful. Some ether, which will let us get that treasure. We can replenish our flash. And we still have speed, so we can kind of power along here. It looks like we are going to lose both of our golems, though, just because we can't really slip away. I guess if we do that, we'll only lose one of them. There we go. And then the lightning actually opened up another power stone for us, which gets us 9. And then we want to be careful not to waste these flash charges by picking up more than one flash orb at a time. Now we can throw fire. That won't deter that Winter Witch. We can grab ether and winter and move over here. And then this will get us... the ether got us, actually, the power stone. And then we also had some ether to... get ourselves into this Orb of Thorns, which is very powerful. And that will actually let us cut our way out of some situations that we wouldn't otherwise be able to escape from. And it'll let us do stuff like that, which allowed us to get to that Orb of Flash. And now that we have our 10 Power Stones, we get to escape from here. I don't remember what the orb that you unlock for the Land of Power is, so I think it might be the Orb of Fire. I'm not really sure, but I think the thing to do now is actually to find a save, and next time I think we might go to sea. I think that, I was talking about doing the Orb of Yender quest, and, I'm kind of wondering if there is, a way that we can do that now that we've actually been through Hell, because I thought that we would not go through Hell during this run, just because of the performance issues. But if we go to sea, then we can get the Statues of Cthulhu, which will allow us to use the speedrun strat for getting the Orb of Yendor. So that's all things that I'm thinking about doing in the future. Until next time, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.